Oi, you ain't undead, are you?
Heck no, I'm not undead yet. Yet. I'm just going to announce this on Twitch, or social networks rather, real quick. Give myself an extra buffer, because I noticed the last couple I've sometimes started, like in the past broadcast section, it sort of cuts into about halfway through a sentence. So I've given myself plenty of sort of lead time here today.
Can you move?
Yes, I can move. See? I can move just fine. I could even get up off this chair if you wanted me to. Alright, so hello and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. I'm community manager Korthos. Well, I wasn't asleep either. No, not undead yet. The weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream is every Wednesday starting at noon Eastern, minus 4 GMT at the moment, if I am not mistaken. And join us in chat. Don't forget to give us a follow if you would like to be notified for whenever we are going live with shows just like this one. Normally, I don't do the tutorial. I've actually not done any of this early level stuff yet on the live stream, just because I know that there's a lot of stuff right now that people tend to show. You know, like there's a lot of them on YouTube and stuff. But I thought it would be worth just quick running it through. Now, why? Part of the reason why is actually personal, and that is that on Ghallanda I don't really have a very good character. So rather than roll up an iconic, which I've done a few other times on that, I thought I would just get us started on the tutorial and kind of show people how what to do here in a few cases. So, one of the first things I wanted to mention for brand new players, if this be you at some point, is that these crates can have healing potions and they can have copper pieces in them. And particularly when you are first starting out, you'll want to collect this stuff because you'll use it to repair your first gear. You'll use it to, you know, help keep yourself alive a little bit during a couple of times you might happen to get hit. And that sort of thing. So what am I playing here? By the way, I'm on Ghallanda, and we are going to get a group going here. I know there's some people in chat who are going to join me as we run through the sunny side Korthos. And I'll talk a little bit about what I mean by that as well in the stream today. I do want to welcome everyone who's joining us in chat. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to ask us any question you would like. We will endeavor to answer them. Can't promise we're going to answer every question, but to the extent that we can, we will. So I am rolling up a wizard. For those who know me a little bit, you'll actually know that I've never really played casters. It's weird, after all this time, all these years, I've never played a caster. Not really. I mean, I've played them in a dev environment. I've rolled up a few and got to level 3, a few vet status. I think I even, you know, played one into the low teens on one of the servers. But for the most part, I've just never really played casters. It's just a personal thing. Even in pen and paper, I almost never play casters. So I figured, since I'm rolling up a new character on a server that I don't really have characters on, let's go and do this. So I'm rolling up a wizard. And so you might be asking, why, Korthos, if you are rolling up a wizard, are you swinging a great axe? The easy answer is this. If you ever need to tear through a tutorial or whatever, or restart a new life, or if you just want to sort of give it a try and follow my advice, you can do this. Wizard has a spell called Master's Touch. It enchants whatever equipped item you have to give it proficiency. That's the big thing. And it also gives you like a better base attack bonus and stuff like that. But really, through this tutorial and through much of the Korthos Island experience, you can actually go and just basically hack your way to victory through a lot of this early Korthos stuff, particularly if you've done it before. Now, if you're a brand new player, maybe you don't want to do this, but perhaps if you are a little bit more experienced or just, you know, reincarnating, although I know reincarnating, they often won't even do this, and just sort of do it this way. You don't have to worry about dying, not in the tutorial here. So yes, it's actually, I don't know who I first heard this advice from. Maybe this was Samus Garobo, actually, who was just like, just swing a great axe with Master's Touch. And sure enough, it works. It's sort of been my go-to thing that I do on my tutorial now. And I'm also going to show you how to get onto Sunnyside Korthos. Now, why would I want to do that? The way this game is set up, with this new Korthos, or relatively, I guess it came out in, what, 2009? 2008? You know, the Korthos tutorial experience coincided with the opportunity to download and play Dungeons & Dragons Online before you downloaded the entire client. That's still active today. And what that means, though, is that there is a section of this game that sort of gets downloaded first. And the reason that matters is because, no rest for the wicked man.
I still got plenty of stamina. I can go all night.
I do love the voice work here. Speak with Jeets about the trap. So, there is a section of the game that downloads first. And that is so that you can go ahead and play that without having to download the entirety of the client. But the flip side of that from a technical perspective means that you can't encounter something that you haven't yet downloaded. Right? You know, if you figure if all of a sudden a level 28 person with an epic destiny came into your Snowy Side Korthos experience before you downloaded that bit of the game, it wouldn't really work. And so that's why we have this Snowy and Sunny Side Korthos thing that we do. What that means in a practical sense is that if you are a brand new player, you need to get through the tutorial and the Snowy Side Korthos experience on your own, really, before you get there, or group with others and join them on the Snowy Side questing and adventure section as a group. You know, you'll want to go together. But since some people sometimes come and go and it's, you know, that sort of thing, you often want to just sort of get through this yourself and call it done.
You boys look for it. I must cleanse the profane energies around the shrine.
Let Selimus do her thing.
However, if you are playing with a friend, like perhaps you're joining someone here for the first time, but they are a more established player, you can actually skip most of this after the very first time you do it. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We're just wrapping up the tutorial experience here.
But first, I want to reward you for your assistance. Please come speak with me.
And again, I'm going to go with the Ember Great Axe. Again, for me, this Great Axe is the way to go at this point. Okay, so now we are over on the Korthos village, and they call it the Snowy Side Korthos because, as you'll see right here, it is snowing. But if you've run this through before, and like I say, the very first time you play the game, you'll actually need to run this with other people on the Snowy Side group, although it's easy enough you can run it yourself. You will go over to Valyria Cinderwind, and you can skip the Korthos Island storyline and proceed to Stormreach Harbor. This allows you to group with players who have completed the Korthos Island storyline. So I'm going to go there and call it done. Now that said, you are now what is going back in the harbor here, but you can go back again to Korthos. And when you get back to Korthos here, you are going to be on what's called the sunny side, hence, see, no snow. But you can still run all the quests, and now at this point you can group with anyone who wants to group with you, which is what I'm here to do today on the live stream. So, if you are interested in grouping up, send a tell to Gamogul if you are interested in grouping up. And I will put up an LFM as we speak. Guess I better load the who list here. I just thought, you know, a lot of veteran players already know this, but just in case, you know, you don't, it's always good to go over this stuff on the live stream because we have not actually done this in the live stream yet. We tend to sort of assume people have run through all this stuff, but I figured it would be worthwhile to actually go and give this a little try. Alright, so let me see what we got in chat here. Hey Slenderbot, how's it going? So I'm playing a wizard, but not really playing a wizard, Dan Teal says. Yeah, sort of. The thing is ultimately, I will be playing a wizard soon enough. But just to hack my way through Korthos, you know, I don't need to. Second. So speak to Valyria Cinderwind, and you can get back to the harbor, and then you can get back to Korthos. Coco Foswag or something like that. I haven't played DDO in about a year, but thinking about getting back into it. With 3 completionists and 4 other TRs, how's the game? Very good. You should know that we have a lot more epic level stuff right now. If you haven't played in about a year, you may or may not have seen the Haunted Halls of Evening Star. That's certainly something you're going to want to check out. We have guild airships and a whole bunch of other things. This is a nice way to do it too. Since we have since we have a group with us, why don't we do these on Elite, huh? Max level for joining is 1. But I think actually we're going to fill up here right now, so I appreciate you guys joining me. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. I really appreciate it. I should also note that we have got the Temple of Elemental Evil coming out soon. That'll be update 25. Alright, we are in on Elite. So, this is the very first quest we're going to end up doing, called the Hayton's Family Crypt here. We can really, like I say, we're kind of going to zerg our way through this. So we don't need to worry about it too much.
Sarcophagi line the walls, but they're broken open and empty. Where did the bodies go?
You can die, however. You know, you do want to be careful. So, you know, I picked up a couple of healing potions here before I got started in the tutorial. Probably going to use them during here, because they're going to need, you know, need to repair your gear and what have you. And this initial starter coin, if you don't already have an established character on the server or something of that nature, is going to come in handy for you.
Dead son of Korthos, rise and do my... The altar glows with dark power, and the sun wagon continues. Kill everyone in Korthos. Kill any who would help them.
Oh, there we go. Got the crust. Yeah, I would say self-healing. Yeah, so Temple of Elemental Evil is coming in update 25. I know people are chomping at the bit to find out more about the whens and the wheres and all that sort of thing. I guess I could say this, that we are prepping to get this on Lamania soon. If everything works out, there's a chance that we will be on Lamania as soon as next week. I'm gonna die. Let me not die here. Oops. This is why I should be paying attention to the game and not talking. So while I'm slowly bleeding out here, let me figure, where is everybody? Why are they not following me? guess they're not going to. Alright, well, that's fine. Way to go, team. Alright. Yeah, why'd you guys you zoom forward? We were still fighting back there.
Coming from deep in the crypt, you hear strange. Sarcophagi line the walls, but they're broken open and empty. Where did the bodies go?
Just to be clear, we're not taking the shortcut.
As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own health up.
Oh, right. I did indeed drop the crest, didn't I? Where did I die now? Someone get it? Someone must have gotten it. Alright. I will be getting to that, Titan. I really do appreciate you asking. We are working to get this onto Lamania soon. It could be perhaps as soon as next week. We're going to be working to get a build together here. I think we're going to probably use, if it all works out, Monday night's build. So we should hopefully be able to get Lamania opened with a preview of Temple of Elemental Evil, barring any last-minute issues, sort of the latter half of next week. And that's our current plan. Now, stay tuned for the actual announcement in terms of the exact when and where. But, you know, sometimes things come up. But assuming that doesn't happen, there we go. We should have it out by the end of next week. I am thinking, UV Dragonfire, of doing a Pale Master. I really like the idea of doing a Pale Master, and I haven't really done one before, so I thought that would be probably pretty fun. Alright, did you guys get the crests? Did you get the one that I dropped when I died? Yeah, Russell C. 535 mentions usually goes to the harbor first and buys some healing potions. That's certainly another way that you can do it. Like I said, I'm kind of focusing on thinking about the new player thing where they don't even have that yet. So, if you have a rogue, you can actually go through this section here, but it's trapped. So if you can't do traps, then you shouldn't do that section. Yes, this is Ghallanda, Rothko, 46. Yeah, things, I wouldn't say delayed. Well, yeah, I guess ultimately the end result is they were delayed a little bit, Titan, in terms of update 25. But it wasn't, it was really just mostly a matter of the snow cut into our available development days. So that's sort of what happened there. So it's taken the same amount of development as predicted, it's just taking a little longer because of those snow days. Oh, interesting. So Zizzy2 says you can go through that section hugging the left wall. Good to know. Alright, who's got that socket?
You fit the last crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates. The Sahuagin inside spits out in a venomous voice. The last devourer. Your bold actions saved Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's scheme to naught. The treasure
We did it.
in the antechamber is now yours.
Alright. Let's see. Remove curse potions can also be purchased. They should definitely be purchased after finishing Korthos, absolutely. Titan says, I hear there was a new danger, Kordo. Not sure what you mean by that, sorry. Concentration will save. Some penalty to intelligence. No, I think I will not do
Some
that.
of the braver
Alright.
villagers tried to stem the Sahuagin tide, but their courage led to
Oh yeah, I
naught but
forgot I've got the
grievous
Ember Great
injuries.
Axe.
Korthos
I feel
needs
so
someone with
powerful.
more than just guts.
Alright, so, yeah, let's answer some questions here. Korthos vendor sells starter cure pots. Yes. Are the devs satisfied with how the players engaged with the Mimic event, Dan Teal? I'm not... Are we sad? Did you have fun? Hopefully you had fun. I had fun. I thought it was pretty alright. Yeah, you know, so I guess, you know, we are looking to the Mimic event just for some things that we could do to, you know, improve it, make the experience better, what have you. Alright, which one? We're doing Caneth Crystal next year. Alright, Caneth Crystal. Everyone's favorite. So, yeah, we are looking at a few things. I mean, I think we will do some kind of thing to address the, you know, world broadcast about the Mimic Frenzy itself. I do think we will probably at least take a look at some of the sort of items and perhaps even drop rates there. And we're going to work on a few bugs on that for the next time the Mimic Hunt goes around. Overall, though, I think people had a, you know, we heard from a lot of people who said that they had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully that was you. And if not, sorry. Okay, if I need to target or not. Nope. So the one thing to know about this quest on Elite, which is why I actually rarely run it on Elite when I'm going through the tutorial here, is that crystal can be shattered pretty easy. So you can actually fail this quest if you're not careful pretty easy in the tutorial experience, or in the early game experience. That's why I usually go in on hard, or even normal. But if you're already looking to get your bravery streak up and all that sort of thing. I do think we may also look at card rarity a little bit. You know, certainly there's a lot of feedback from folks who just felt that the odds of getting that those 9s and 10s were just maybe a little less than they would have liked. So we'll see. Now, on the one hand, we don't want the point of this event is not to equip everyone with this full set of +5 tomes, but it is to, you know, perhaps let you do some of that stuff. So we'll have to take a look at some of the numbers and that for the next time, and it will be coming back. So if you have anything left over, you know, from the event here, feel free to save that. I'm sure that it will be coming back here in the future. Why no level X item broken to trade for the respective item so there is room for other prices? Okay, also, why no level XX item token to trade for the respective item so there is more room for other prices? Sorry, I don't quite understand what you mean there, R2D play. RD2 play. Alright. I still have Mimic PTSD every time I open a chest. Yeah, me too. You know, there's so many people have said that they want to see that just kind of permanently brought in. I don't know. Maybe. We'll have to see. David Dean Orenthal says, does update 25 include the level cap increase to 30 as well, or is that planned for later this year? That is planned for later this year. That'll be latter half of the year. I don't think that we have targeted a specific release for it that we've announced yet, but it will be the later half of the year here. All right, let's sell. Titaness, can we talk about the new Warlock class coming to DDO? It's a little early to really get into details about the Warlock class. You know, we're not really ready to talk about it yet. We'll have that coming later too. So.
You can hear the telltale skittering of vermin nearby.
So yeah, okay, a little early on the Warlock class. So what we have said, you know, is already really what's kind of been in the producer's letter for a while that we're looking at, say, you know, Eldritch Blast will be a key feature of the class. And it's going to be awesome. I don't know what else to say about it, really. We'll have a lot more to say about the Warlock as we get a little bit closer to it. You know, I'm going to back off. I don't want this guy to toast me. I am a squishy little wizard after all. Someone says, for an anniversary event, I think it should give people easy power. You know, it's an interesting way to look at it. That's true that typically our anniversary events have been pretty generous, shall we say. That said, this is not just an anniversary event. You know, this is an event that'll actually, you know, be used in other places here.
All that remains now is to take and deliver the scroll.
Alright, let's see what else we got. Will the Mimic event use the same motes and cards if it comes back later this year or next year, what have you? I think the answer to that is a probable yes. So definitely I would save those cards on that at this point. But, you know, we do want to leave it open for the possibility of just,
Hero. It is on the people's
you know, maybe
lips
doing
as
something
you
different
walk
too.
by.
But yes, the plan is to generally use that stuff again.
Then
So.
word comes that your presence is requested in the tavern.
Alright, Carpentry says, by Mimic event reaction, I think the goal of not having to stop regular questing for the event was a superb idea. I do appreciate that. Though the particular fresco farming made it too tempting to abandon regular questing. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. But, you know, ultimately, to some extent, that's the way people chose to play the event this time around. And we'll be taking a look at some of that stuff for next time. You know, we're not angry or anything about that with that mechanic. If you know, ultimately, if that's the way you chose to have fun with the event. we're okay with that. So, all right, come on in to the collaborator whenever you guys are ready to. Mistwalker67 says, any more talk about hand wraps getting the weapon designation? No, nothing new on that. They don't, and I don't know of any plan to do so. Alright, we all in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we missing one? Epic Elite Mimics one-shot people a lot. See, that wasn't my experience. I found that the Mimics were really not difficult at all. I mean, I know a couple of permadeathers maybe died at the hands of a couple of them, that sort of thing. But I didn't really ever run into any issues with fighting the Mimics. Granted, I was doing a lot of fresco, too. Will Warlock be a store-bought class like the Monk? I don't think we've made any definite plans in that regard as to how it'll be gotten. It probably will be available for sale, but we'll see about the rest. Too early to say, and probably free to VIP, but we'll see. Is Crystal Cove never coming back? Zizzy2 says. Yeah, Crystal Cove will be coming back. I don't know why. If you thought maybe it wouldn't, absolutely. Crystal Cove is and will be coming back. Thanks. When is it coming back? Don't know. We had it out, just not that long ago, really. It was around for Halloweenish this year. It'll be out this year. Sometime this year, I bet.
Jacoby Drexelhammer. He must have fled into the cellar.
RD2 places, I would have rather gotten a res cake or pork barrel. I appreciate that sentiment. The character, Titan asked about the character wipe on Lamania. Yes, there will be a character wipe on Lamania, almost certainly. I think you can expect that to be the default behavior going forward, which is that when we are ready to bring a completely new update to Lamania, like say update 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 99, and all the other updates we have, for as long as Lamania is around, we will be trying to do a character wipe at the start. And that is part of the reason we implemented the character copy system to Lamania, because it allows people to easily bring over the characters that they are working on so that they can kind of do some comparisons. And we found overall that that is what people would prefer, is to be able to bring over their regular, quote, regular characters in their close to current state and check things out using that. I don't think, someone asked, says maybe we should put a mimic counter that you could have in your corner in the DDO store. No, I think the plan is really just to let you find out how many we're not trying to hide this information. It just was a bug this time around that it wasn't doing a world broadcast. The way it was normally supposed to work is there would be a world broadcast as you get closer and closer to it so that you can prepare for the mimic frenzy and give you enough time to prepare, most likely. And that's, that is the plan, so. I don't think we're going to make you buy anything to do it. Any idea on the Temple of Elemental Evil cost? No, we don't know yet. It'll be comparable to most of our other packs in that same general range. Kobold still hate you? Yes, he does. Or she. Is Warlock coming out with update 25? No. No, Warlock will be later this year as well. Let's see.
Your victories have made the village much safer, but only temporarily. It's time to take the fight to the Sahuagin, out in the wilds of Korthos Island.
Alright, what is the plan for level 2? A greatsword? No, I'm just going to keep basically cooking with this all the way through the Korthos Island experience. Just basically using magic missiles while I have spell points. If I'm not dying, whacking on things with the greatsword, and pretty much get that all the way through quite a bit of the harbor, to be honest. That's typically the way I've been doing it. It works pretty good. The great crossbow is the most plat. Yeah, that's a good call. Can the frenzy mechanic be changed, RD2Play asks, so it will be more often, something like 2.5 hours after the last frenzy, or when X times whatever mimics are killed? It should be when X mimics are killed, and it should be happening probably more frequently than every, say, 2-3 hours. So. Alright, we good to go? WM and Dearmund asks when will the new update hit Lamania. I did mention that earlier in the stream, but I know some folks are just now coming in, so the answer to that is we are working to get a build to Lamania next week. If all goes well, then we will hopefully have hit Lamania by around middle end of next week is our goal. Now things can come up at the last minute and change that, but that is our current plan. Yeah, some people are saying it happened to... Oh, here, by the way, if you do the emote, bow. Ah, you hit him too early. You hit him too early. If we kneeled down, then he would have wouldn't have had to kill him. You can actually do the kneel emote, and then it'll be like, oh, thank you. Well, I guess I just didn't spoil it for others then. You could try it out yourself. Yep.
Hey, Jerry. One of the big disappointments in the Mimic event at the end was that there was no warning that when it was being shut off exactly, and the trader went away with it right away. So there was no way to turn in, turn in last-minute motes and stuff.
That's true. I mean, perhaps it was a communication issue as much as anything. That is the way all of our events typically work. There should be an expectation that the event item vendor is only available at the time the event is active. The only real exception we have to that is the festival event, where we tend to keep the festival jester around a little after the cookies stop, the stuff stops dropping in game. But otherwise, generally the expectation should be that it's, yeah, did we do... Oh yeah, let's go back in on Elite. The expectation should be that, you know, when the event ends, the turn-ins stop. I apologize if we weren't as clear about that as we should have been. But that is the expectation for this and future events. Alright, if everyone could exit out real quick. There we go. Alright, back in on Elite. But I do appreciate that. In terms of the end date, it was, you know, we announced through the last full day. So we announced through the 9th, and, or through the 8th, which was Sunday, then turned it off Monday morning. But you know, I do apologize if you wanted to turn in your stuff and you didn't get to. That said, it will be back, so you'll get it next time.
There's actually 2 events. There's the Festival Trader that stays around for a little bit, and then there's the Easter egg hunting guy that stays around year-round.
That's true, that's true. Yeah, I sort of forgot about him. I think part of it is that these tend to be fairly smaller scale collectibles in that. For rewards like what you'd get in the Maybar / you know, Mimic hunt, that kind of and same with Crystal Cove, right? That kind of stuff isn't meant to just sort of be permanently available. But I think there are some other things that we're going to be looking at for the Mimic Hunt next time too. A little early to really talk about that stuff because it really depends, you know, on your feedback and sort of, you know, as we process through all that. That is what we are doing in the coming weeks here. Right now, like today now, the focus still, you know, really is on Temple of Elemental Evil and getting that out as quickly as we can. But yes, that is a plan of ours to filter through that feedback and make some changes to the Mimic Hunt for the next time it comes around. Will the Mimics be back this year in particular? That is a good question. I don't know. Maybe. I'll have to check with Tolero. She does a lot of the event scheduling. I can't remember what her plans are. Sorry. Which server am I playing next week? That will also be on Ghallanda. I tend to do 2 weeks per server, and this is actually my first week on Ghallanda. The last couple of weeks we've had stuff come up and everything, so. Lol, last Maybar the trader vanished right when I was trading in your last few items. Oh man, that's a bummer. Sorry to hear that. Can I talk about Lamania's complete previewing schedule? No, not really. Sorry. We'll be updating it as we get a little bit closer to the release of Lamania. Sorry about that. Will the Traveler be coming back soon? Yeah, I believe the Egg Hunt will be coming back soon. Any ideas what content for next week? Like I say, it'll be on Ghallanda, and it'll probably just kind of be continuing where we left off here, most likely. Yeah, I mean, generally the way we usually do Lamania, I guess in terms of providing a larger preview schedule here, is that we usually, you know, we'll prop it a month or more from the release date. Sometimes it's shorter. This one will be shorter, again, because of all the snow days and everything. And then we usually try to update it about every once a week, maybe every other week, depending on sort of the length of the cycle. So that's our typical preview schedule. And that's sort of about what you can expect to see. Hopefully that answers your question okay. Any plans for remnants to drop directly into your bag? No, not at the moment. At the moment, it's a deliberate decision to have them drop on the ground. Where can you leave feedback on the Mimic event? We have quite a few Mimic feedback forum threads already. You're welcome to use one of them. It's true that we never did actually end up creating an official one, and the reason for that is we didn't need to, because you guys were just all giving us tons of feedback anyway, and we were just using that. So just post it on the forums, find one of the Mimic feedback threads, feel free to add to it. We do have a Lamania one that's still remained active as well. That's a good place to post stuff back. Otherwise, I guess I could talk a little bit about PAX. You know, this past weekend, starting really on Thursday, but going through Sunday, was PAX East. The formal PAX East was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and there was like some industry meetups and parties and things the night before that Thursday, and it was really exciting. Really a good time. Turbine was there demoing Infinite Crisis, and we were announcing some news there. Or we actually announced our formal release date for Infinite Crisis, which is March 26th on Steam. If that's of interest to you, you can actually find out more about that by going to infinitecrisis.com. And, I don't know. So we spent most of the weekend, you know, at the PAX East booth, doing some fun carnival games and just kind of interacting with folks. Did have some DDO players stop on by. It was cool. Like I said, there were some pictures you can actually see at the Infinite Crisis, say, Facebook page or Twitter feed and all that sort of thing. But it was pretty cool. We had a really nice large setup, and lots of people came by for carnival games, and we were giving away some neat swag, and that's always good too. So. And we did have a, let's see, I met up with some DDO players for lunch on Saturday, and that was a really good time. And we had a sort of meet and greet from the Infinite Crisis exhibit area at Saturday from like 2 to 4. And we had some DDO folks attending PAX East stop by and say hello to us there. That was really cool. Asked some questions, talked to Severlin and Vargwheel, Steel Star. Let's see, even Major Malfunction even made a visit, although, you know, he's doing something different right now, but he was at PAX East and thought he'd stop by. We had, Gazebo was there, we had some good times. Saturday evening I tried to organize a meetup, but just didn't really work out this year. First year we've really not been able to have much of a successful meetup at PAX East. But, you know, PAX East is always, tends to be less a DDO-focused audience than Gen Con was. We've always had really good meetups at Gen Con, and we've always kind of had to fight a little bit to get a good meetup going at PAX. And we have gotten good meetups there every year. But not this year. This year everyone was busy. Some of the devs were doing some their own things, you know, and players were just busy doing other things, and it just never really quite worked out this time. So, guys coming in? Psycho is patient. Asks, anyone know of anyone who got the limited edition items? I mean, from Infinite Crisis, those like collectible figures. Yeah, we gave out a lot of those, but they went quick because they were pretty swank, to be honest. And so they were in demand because they were awesome. We're like, whoa, we're giving that away? It was nice. Very nice. But yes, it did make them in pretty popular. But I know we gave away, geez, yeah, a lot of them. At least 1,000 or more, so. Any chance going to Dragon Con in Atlanta? I would love to go to Dragon Con, but unfortunately probably not, me personally. My convention schedule just doesn't really permit it. I'd love to get to Gen Con again. I don't know if I'm going to make it this year. Probably not, but we'll see. And, but we'll definitely be at PAX Prime, in some fashion or other. And, I don't know what else we're going to be at this year. Stuff. We just got done with PAX East. It was a lot of fun, though. It was really cool. And so I do want to thank everyone who came out to meet us and pick up swag. I had like a big IKEA bag full of swag. Like t-shirts and hoodies, dice bags, Turbine Boy codes. And that was pretty generous. So if you were a DDO player and for whatever reason decided not to get in touch with me, you're lost, man. Because I was Mr. DDO Santa. That's all there is to it. It is actually, someone asked about a European convention. Turbine has had a presence in past years at Gamescom. I would suspect that we may do something, be there this year, but it wouldn't be for DDO again. You know, that sort of stuff is a fairly hefty undertaking, and it's just not in the cards for this particular game right now. But that said, Turbine will, and sometimes some DDO folks are there, so stay tuned. Now the Infinite Crisis swag at PAX East was, like I said, we gave away, they were like maybe 8 10-inch tall collectible figures, like really nice looking ones. I know we had like Harley Quinn and some of the other ones we had. Green Lantern? Atomic Green Lantern, I think. Some cool looking stuff.
It cannot be. Jacoby Drexelhand stands before you. Not alive, but not quite dead. He cackles as he swears vengeance upon you.
Oh, Coco Faux Swag got one of those dice bags, so I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. I'm glad I got to meet you too. I appreciate that. PAX East was busy. They were, you know, it was a big sell. Like all their tickets are just gone this year, like usual, within minutes. It was really busy, really nice. Someone asked a question, Mistwalker67. Any hint on the size comparison of Temple of Elemental Evil to other expansions? It's a little bit of a loaded term in that I would not, you know, this isn't an expansion, this is an adventure pack. But it's very large. It's the size of a full adventure pack for sure. I could mention, let's see. We actually need to do some turn-ins here, don't we? I could mention our bonuses that are coming tomorrow. Our bonuses for tomorrow will be 20% Epic XP and a double Commendations of Valor bonus. So 20% Epic XP, double comms. That's pretty nice.
You're finding Hayton transformed the village.
Yeah, you know, now that I think about it, I think I'm probably going to wrap up the stream here because we've gone about an hour. We'll finish the rest of this next time. What do I have to turn in yet? Handsome Wilm. There you are. Let's see. Any last minute questions here? So let's see. I gave the event. I talked a little bit about the Mimic Hunt. I talked about the fact we got Temple coming to Lamania soon. We are starting to organize as well, you know, our kind of Twitch previews and all that. So that should be coming together in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else we should mention. I guess that's pretty good right there. If you would like to join us in a half hour, we'll be running the Winter Fling here on twitch.tv/DDOstream. We are also bringing in some new streamers over the course of the next week or two. I know I've got 2 on tap to start up soon and another couple in the works. We do still have some room though, so if you would like to stream on DDOstream, if you are a DDO streamer, have a basic knowledge of XSplit and or Open Broadcaster and want to check it out, get in touch with me either through Twitch. You can PM me on Twitter at Jerry Snook, or you can PM me through the DDO forums at Kordovan. Really appreciate you guys joining us here today, and don't forget to check out our schedule of shows throughout the week. We are Wednesdays and Fridays and Thursdays and Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and a lot more coming soon, and Tuesdays, Twitchy Tuesdays as well. Don't forget to give us a follow as well if you would like to be notified for when we are going live with shows. Finally, don't forget to follow us on social media. We are DDO Unlimited on Twitter and Dungeons & Dragons Online on Facebook, and you can find us all on DDO.com. We'll be giving away some Turbine Point codes in our chat room here in just a minute, and we will see you back in a half hour. Thanks.